Hello and welcome back, perhaps, if you joined us the past 2 days, to day 3 of the 12-day series, Yoga and Breathing for Well-Being. So glad to have you here. So let's get right into it today. Feel free to prop yourself up on a block or a pillow or a blanket, just for a little more comfort while you sit for this extended period of time. So today's breath is called alternate nostril breathing. So I'll go ahead and explain it to you before I guide you through the first few rounds, and then we will do it together and it will be unguided. So the idea is to breathe in through one nostril, hold the breath for a moment, and then breathe out through the opposite nostril. And this is accomplished by using your hands. So you would plug one nostril with your thumb. Inhale through the left. Retain the breath as you then plug the left and open up the right and breathe out through the right. And then breathe in through the right, plug the nostril, breathe out through the left, and so on. I know it sounds confusing, but it's super easy once you get it down, and I'll guide you through these first few rounds. I have learned through experience not to keep your elbow up here because it just tires out the arm. So go ahead and keep your elbow close to your body and then just use your hands. Make it as easy and fun as possible. That's my motto in life. All right, take your thumb, plug your right nostril, inhale through the left. Hold, plug the left nostril, and then breathe out through the right. Breathe in through the right, plug that nostril, unplug the other one, breathe out through the left. Breathe in through the left, plug the left, breathe out through the right. Breathe in through the right, plug, unplug, breathe out through the left. Breathe in through the left, plug that nostril, open up the right, and breathe out through the right. And repeat. I'll go ahead and leave it up to you at this point so that you can make your inhales and exhales as long as you'd like. Let's do a few rounds of this together now. Feel free to close your eyes, and again, if your arm or hand gets tired, just switch hands, no big deal. Six more breath cycles. Two more. and lower your hand. Just take a moment to notice how you feel. This breathing technique, alternate nostril breathing, is great for creating balance and harmony within. So if you're feeling a little bit irritated, easily agitated, on edge, a little shaky, and you want to bring yourself back to a nice neutral ground, this breath is great for that. It balances the two hemispheres of the brain and balances the blood, the breath, the mind, the body, all the good stuff. And so now we will go into today's yoga flow. And please join me in table position. Go ahead and remove the block, bolster, pillow, blanket from beneath you and switch on over to table. While in table, just go ahead and get your nice sturdy foundation. Engage the core. Bring the navel towards the spine. The hips are over the knees and the feet are in line with the knees as well. Your wrists are directly under your shoulders, but don't only press into the wrist, also press into your fingertips so that not all of your weight is on the wrists here. Let's just do a little rocking back and forth to warm up those lovely wrists of ours, while keeping that long neck, shoulders away from the ears. Perfect. And then the most perfect posture to go into from table, of course, cat-cow. From here, let's only move from our heart. So instead of creating as big of an arch as you can in your spine, try to keep that integrity in your core while lowering your heart and your chest to the ground, looking forward on your inhale. Exhale, lift your heart up towards the ceiling and look towards your knees. Inhale, heart comes down towards the ground as your gaze comes forward. Exhale, push the ground away, look back towards your knees or thighs. Leading with your heart to come forward as you inhale. Pushing the ground away again and arching the upper back. Feel free to add any movement that you are called to, perhaps rocking back and forth or maybe making it a circle more than just a normal gecko. Do what your body is asking for a few more rounds of breath. Excellent. Let's meet in our neutral table position and move into a spinal balance. So, if you need to come off your wrist for just a moment, feel free to come back on your seat and just roll them out. And then we'll meet back in table and go into our spinal balance. So go ahead and send that right leg out straight, flex that right foot, create a bit of an inner spiral in that right thigh. So your inner thigh is kind of spiraling up towards the ceiling. And then shift your weight over towards your right hand as you bring your left hand towards the front wall, core engaged. If you need more stability, curl your toes under on your left foot. Bicep is in line with the ear. Hold here for 3, 2, 1. Lower it all down. Same thing, other side. With your foot flexed, send your left foot back towards the wall. Your heel in line with your glute. You don't need your heel all the way up here. It creates an unnecessary arch in that low back. You don't need low back pain. And then from here, with that integrity in your leg and your core, send your right hand forward as if you are going to shake somebody's hand. Palm facing inward, bicep in line with the ear, nice long spine, shaking a little bit. That's good. Using our bodies and lower down. One more time each side, not as long of a hold though. Go ahead and send your right leg back and your left hand forward in opposite directions, as if your heel is trying to reach as far away from your fingers as possible and your fingers are trying to reach as far away from your heel as possible. Nice length, length, length. All right, lower down, switch sides. Keep your core engaged. Breathe, breathe, breathe. Wiggle the fingers and the toes, just to remember you have them. And then lower down, beautiful. We're gonna come into a little bit of a side body stretch. So take your right toes back towards the back edge of your mat, leg extended, and then take your right toes up and over to the left side of your mat. Hold here. Maybe you already feel a little bit of a stretch in your right side body. If you want more, go ahead and look over your left shoulder towards your right toes. Beautiful. Push into your fingertips, not just your wrists. Gorgeous. Hold for a moment longer. And slowly come in come out just as you came in. Looking back towards the ground between your fingers. Bring that right leg back to table. Same thing, other side. Left foot back. Hold here for a moment. And then take your left foot up. Bend over to the right side of your mat as you look over your right shoulder towards your left toes. Still keeping the integrity in that core, especially the low belly, the low abdomen. Push the ground away. One more breath. Wonderful. Go ahead and unwind here. And let's go ahead into a bit of a gait variation. I'm going to shift this way a little bit just so you can see what I'm doing. We're going to take the right foot out towards the right with a straight leg so that your arch of your right foot is in line with your left knee. And it looks like this. Much simpler than I made it seem with that explanation. But I wanted to make sure to explain the form first. All right. So the arch of your right foot is in line with your left knee. Feel free to rock back and forth. Try to press into the outside edge of your right foot so that you're stretching that inner thigh. Push the ground away. Create that protraction in your shoulder blades, meaning that they're more towards the sides of your body rather than flat on your back. Nice few rocks back and forth if that feels good to you. And then let's switch it out. I'm going to come back to my normal table here on my mat, now that you know what to do. And take your left foot out towards the left arch in line with right knee. Feel free to rock back and forth. Ooh, I'm feeling it on this side more than I did on the other. Feels so good though. Press into the outside edge of that left foot. I'm going to sound like a broken record, but it's so important, especially in these tables or planks, to keep your core engaged so you don't injure or strain your low back in any way. I'm all about the safe practice. All right, go ahead and bring yourself back to a tabletop position. Swing your legs over to the side and come onto a seat. Again, I'm going to shift over to face you, but feel free to face the front of your mat still. From here, we're going to take our arms out to the side like a nice T. And then we're going to bend at the elbow so we're making some L's. We're doing a lot of alphabet here. And then hold here for just a moment. Shoulders flat on the back. So we're opening that chest and the front shoulders just a little bit. Inhale. Bring your elbows towards the back walls a little more. Create a tiny arch. Not in the low back, but in the upper back. And then exhale, bring your elbows and forearms in toward one another and send your heart towards the back wall. Inhale, a heart towards the front wall, elbows towards the back. Look up if you'd like. On your next exhale, bring your forearms and your elbows together in front of you. Inhale, heart forward, elbows back, look up, feel that chest opening. Exhale, bring the arms in front of you once more. One more time. Inhale, open. Exhale, close. Wonderful. Ooh, my shoulders are feeling that one. So we're going to come back into a tabletop position. just to transition into the pose afterwards. So this is fun, in my opinion at least. So we take the right heel back, just like we did in our spinal balance, and then we take our right knee in towards the chest. Take the leg around the left thigh as if you're crossing your legs and you're sitting down, and then bring your seat back. So we've got this nice Gomukhasan legs here, these cow legs. Gorgeous. From here, take your arms out to the sides. And we're going to come into eagle arm variation. So take your right arm, bring it underneath your left so that your elbows are stacked on top of each other, just as your knees are down here. And then if you'd like, you can stay here with your the backs of your hands touching. Or if you have the flexibility, go ahead and wrap one more time so that your palms come to touch. Core engaged, sit up tall, and then bring the tips of the fingers, or the whole hand actually, not just your fingers, up towards the sky. Feeling that stretch in the upper back and definitely in the hips as well. All right, gorgeous. Exhale and inhale, open your arms and transition back into a tabletop position. Uncross those bound legs. Same thing, other side. Left foot back towards the back wall. Strong core, strong glute. Left knee in towards the chest. Cross it over the right leg. Bring your right foot a little bit over towards the left, and then come to sit down. Your knees may not be right on top of each other, and that is okay. You'll get there with practice. Arms out to the side, left under right this time. Feel free to bind with your arms as many times as you can. And then lift your arms and your elbows and your hands and your forearms. Right, well, that's already your arms. Up towards the ceiling with your core engaged. Keep the shoulders away from the ears. We're not lifting the shoulders, we're just lifting the arms here. One last deep breath. Wonderful. Uncross the arms. Come into a table. Uncross the legs. And then however you'd like to get there, meet me at the top of your mat, standing. From here, we're just going to do one quick flow to warm up the body as if it needed any more warmth. Arms out and up. Exhale, fold over. Inhale, halfway lift, flat back, shoulders away from the ears. Exhale, plant the hands, step or hop your way back to a plank. Exhale, downward facing dog. Core in. Your hips are reaching up towards the sky. Your heels are reaching down towards the ground. Your hands are pressing into the floor. So many things happening in this pose. One more breath here. Beautiful. Bend the knees generously. Step or hop your way up to the front of your mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, come to stand, arms up overhead. Exhale, bring the hands in front of your heart. Close your eyes and check in. How are you standing? How are you feeling? What's going on? Wonderful. Inhale, arms out and up. Exhale, bring the arms down to a T. And then same eagle arm variation we did when we were doing those cow legs here. Right arm under left. Bind as many times as you can. Hold here. Lift the elbows up towards the ceiling and the shoulders away from the ears. Weight into your heels as if you are sitting into a chair. Engage your core and sit back. It would be great practice here if you do have a block to put it in between your thighs and press them in toward one another for a little more stability and strength. Did you know that you pronounce strength? I just learned that. All right. Inhale, stand and unbind those arms. Arms out and up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant the hands, step or hop it back to plank. Exhale, downward facing dog. Now, come up onto your tippy toes. Bring your heels over to the right, so you're on the outside edge of your right foot, inside edge of your left foot. Shift forward into a plank. Open up. Bring that left hand towards the sky. Side plank. Just a moment here. Let's transition our way back into down dog by bringing that left hand back down, coming back onto the tippy toes, exhaling and pressing back. Wonderful. Beautiful. All right, go ahead and come back up onto the tippy toes. Shift your heels over towards the left, outside edge of the left foot, inside edge of the right foot on the floor, and shift forward into a plank. Lift that right hand up towards the ceiling. Side plank. So strong. Look wherever is comfortable towards your hand. Forward, up towards the ceiling. Transitioning back to downward facing dog. Untwist. Exhale, back, down dog. Inhale, look forward, bend the knees, step or hop to the front of the mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Everything's engaged. Exhale, fold and loosen up. Inhale, flat back, come back up to stand. Exhale, bring your hands down to your heart and check in. Anytime you need to release a little heat from the body, do a nice exaggerated exhale through the mouth. All right. Inhale, arms out to a T. This time we are going left arm under right. Cross or bind as many times as you can. And then lift the elbows, lower the shoulders. Notice. And then bend your knees a little bit, find that nice stability in the feet, and then as if you are sitting into a chair, send your seat back. Weight is mostly in the heels. Keep those elbows lifted and that core engaged. Your weight is in your heels, so much so you could probably lift your toes up off the floor and wiggle them. One more time. One more breath is what I meant. And then inhale and release. Exhale, fold. This fold, put a nice bend in the knees. Grab opposite elbows with opposite hands and just ragdoll back and forth. We are almost there, my friends. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant the hands, step or hop it back. Exhale, downward facing dog. Wonderful. Inhale, the right heel up toward the ceiling. Exhale, the right knee in towards the left elbow. Hold, push the ground away. Strong, strong, strong. And then come back to a three-legged dog. Lower that right leg. Same thing, other side. Core engaged, left heel up towards the ceiling. Exhale, left knee, right elbow. Hold. Inhale, left heel up towards the ceiling. Exhale, downward dog. Bend the knees generously, look up towards the hands, step or hop your way to your front of your mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, arms out and up. Exhale, hands at the heart. Here we are at the home stretch of it. Let's go full on eagle. All right, because you are meant to spread your wings and soar, my dear. Arms out to the side. Hold here for a moment. Wonderful. Right arm underneath left. Bind as many times as your body will accept. Lift your elbows up towards the ceiling. Keep your shoulders down. And then take your right heel off the floor, core engaged. Put a little bend in the left knee as well. And then take the right foot off the floor. Cross it over the left leg as you come down into a chair. So just like you're sitting in a chair with your legs crossed, feel free to stay here, or if you can, take your toes, wrap them around your left ankle. Hold, core strong, shoulders down, elbows high. Ooh, feeling it? I'm feeling it. We're gonna totally spread our wings in just a second. Hold on for one more breath. And then inhale, release everything. Come back to a standing position. All right, same thing, other side. We gotta even it out, just like we did with our breathing. All right, left arm underneath left. Find as many times as you can. Lift the left heel. Did I say that right? Left arm underneath right. Okay, there we go. Left heel off the floor, put a little bend in the knees, and then take your left leg, cross it over your right, plant your toes on the ground and sit. Sit, sit, sit. And then take your toes, if you can, wrap them around the back of your left ankle, core strong, shoulders down, elbows up, hold. Think about something super pleasant. And one more breath before we spread it all and soar. All right, release. Come back to a standing position. Beautiful. So proud of you. Inhale, arms out and up. Exhale, fold down. Plant your hands. Let's be gentle. Let's just step our legs back, lower the knees, and come down onto the chest. Move anything out of the way if it's on the side of you. I'm going to scoot back a little bit. That was a yoga pose. That's called seal. You just scoot yourself back. All right. Take your fingertips, plant them on the ground in line with your shoulders, or maybe even a little forward, but not much. Inhale, roll the shoulders back. Engage the core. Press into the tops of the feet and lift your chest off the floor. Beautiful. Take your right shoulder, drop it in towards the center and look toward the left. Nice stretch after we did all that eagling. That's a verb. We were eagling, no big deal. Inhale to center. Exhale, drop the left shoulder into the center of the mat. Look right. One breath more. Wonderful. Inhale to center, lower back down, and release for just a moment. We're going to come into Sphinx Pose next. And to do that, you bring your elbows right below your shoulders. You plant your hands firmly into the ground. And as if you are trying to tear the mat in half with your hands and pull it back, pull your heart through your shoulders. Proud and tall in your Sphinx Pose. Unless you have an itch on your face. Then you come out of Sphinx. But you come right back into it. All right, from Sphinx Pose, we're going to transition into Puppy Pose. This is one of my all-time favorite transitions. And if it doesn't work for you, I can show you a different way to get into Puppy Pose, okay? So from here, we are going to lift our hips up towards the ceiling, and stack them over our knees just like we do in table, okay? So press into the forearms, engage the core, send your seat towards the ceiling, stack your hips over your knees, puppy posture. Press into the hands for a little more of an active pose here. And then if you'd like, you can create an external spiral in your arms by coming onto the outside of your forearms and the outside edge of your hands, the pinky side, so your hands are facing in toward one another. If that's all too much, feel free to do normal puppy pose. Feel free to stay here while I show you how to get into this pose a different way if you'd like. So we will meet in table, and then we will bring our elbows right beneath our shoulders and keeping our, what are those called? Shins parallel to one another. We're going to slowly scoot our legs back until our chest comes down to the floor. So however you got there, just enjoy your puppy pose for 2 more breaths. Wonderful. Transition back into Sphinx Pose. Shifting your hips down towards the ground. Look forward. Hold here. Wonderful. All right. As gracefully as you would like, let's meet lying on our back. We can come down onto our chest and just simply roll over, like stop, drop, and roll, right? Bringing it back. All right. Laying flat on our back here. Bend your knees. Plant your feet on the floor. Make sure your shoulder blades are flat on the ground, palms facing up. And then walk your feet in toward one another. Allow your knees to come towards the edges of your mats, down towards the ground, and the bottom of your feet to touch. Creating some opposition to all that eagle binding that we did. Time to open. There is a time to be reserved and a time to be open. A time to go inward and a time to look outward. And finding that balance is so important. Send loving breaths down into your hips, down into your stomach, into your chest. Send the breath to every single part of your body. Feel free to end the practice here today or extend one leg and then the other to come into a traditional Shavasana pose, corpse pose. And just hold here for a moment. This is sometimes the hardest pose for people because there's nothing else to focus on. No muscle that's being used, no stretch to notice. You are left here with your wonderful self, your wonderful mind, and your ever-improving thoughts. So proud of you for coming and showing up for yourself. Day 3. Let's end this practice today by bringing one hand to the belly, one hand to the heart, thanking us, thanking the world, thanking the universe, just being grateful for our heart and our breath. Feel the heartbeat, feel the rise and fall of the stomach as you're breathing. I wish you guys a wonderful rest of your day. I'm gonna sit and lie here in this gorgeous sun that's coming in from the sunroof, feeling the warmth on my skin and enjoying it and life and you. See you soon. Thank you for joining me for day 3 of this 12-day series. I hope you have been enjoying it as much as I have. Let me know in the comments down below what your favorite part of this video was. And if you'd like to visit us for day 4, or join us for day 4, I should say, check the link in the description below. And if you'd like more content just like this, a bunch of more yoga flows that will leave you feeling as good, if not better, than you feel right now, check the description for the link to our Yoga Plus app.
Welcome to Yoga Plus. Courses available from pupil to yogi. Sort by yoga, fitness, and instructors. Create your own routines. Access the Pose Library. Yoga Plus by PsycheTruth, available on Google Play and the App Store.
Join us for 14 and 30-day programs, hour-long classes, and much more on our yoga app, Yoga Plus by PsycheTruth. It's free to download and features a variety of wellness content, including yoga, fitness, Pilates, guided meditations, and interviews with dozens of wellness experts.